Due to the sensitive nature of the content, some of the language in this video may be substituted to avoid suppression from YouTube's algorithm. Right, so this is the Antwoord, a hip-hop group from South Africa who recently got their entourage together to sing a diss track towards the Australian artist Johnny to the beat of Sheck West's popular song Mo Bamba. What's up everyone, it's Edwin, and welcome back to the second installment of my little series documenting the controversy surrounding the Antwoord. First, I want to give you guys a quick little update because at the end of my previous video, I stated how Johnny's entire album was taken off of streaming services at the request of the Antwoord personally. Now, as of now, you can actually find Johnny's album on streaming services, but you will notice that it's actually called The Line Censored and it's missing the song The Question, the one about the Antwoord. If you do want to listen to the song The Question, it is still live on YouTube. Excuse the location and quality change, I have another update that I thought was worth including. I've been notified that part 1 of my video series was embedded in an article of a popular South African website, Wakikji. I'm probably saying that horribly wrong, but it's a South African phrase that translates to, what you looking at? Now, many people left comments in my previous video and were outraged that Ninja showed his 12-year-old kid, Johnny, in the nude, you know? And rightfully so, because as what the website article on wakikji.co.za points out, this is actually against the law. The article cites the criminal law in South Africa, and a brief look through it shows that Ninja may be guilty of committing 1 sexual offense and 2 sexual offenses against children. And given the way that Ninja freely admits and talks about showing his 12-year-old kid that content, something tells me it's probably not the first time he's done it. And we'll get back to the article a little bit later on in this video because it also brings up a point that is relevant to something I already had recorded. Cool. After that interview on April 11th, there was pretty much radio silence on both ends until April 28th when the Antwoord uploaded a vlog filmed by 16.
16, what do you want?
I'm interviewing you, okay? It's like my new profession right now.
Doing an interview.
So Dad,
Yes, sir.
to you. We've had this recent drama,
Jesus, what?
with that,
What's happening?
I don't know that chick's name, that Australian chick.
Right, so they're having their 13-year-old daughter ask them about the recent drama and Ninja is acting clueless. I'm sorry, but off the bat, I'm finding it hard to believe that this wasn't totally orchestrated. But let's keep going.
Well, the backstory was I had this girlfriend once, and when me and Mama broke up, I had about 1,000 girlfriends actually.
That's like 3,000 girlfriends.
Manhood, okay?
And one of them,
No judge, no judge.
anyway, one of them was this chick that I met on RG on the gram.
RG,
And then she came to visit in South Africa, flew here, she had a wonderful holiday, but things didn't really
Pop
work
some
out.
champagne.
Things didn't really work out, and we broke up. And then
Catfish.
she, yeah,
A little bit of a catfish situation.
16 is whispering catfish. Ninja immediately agrees. Then Yolandi says, we have a catfish situation. You can't tell me this isn't planned. I mean, I guess you could tell me that this wasn't planned and it was entirely their 13-year-old daughter's idea to make this and put it on their Instagram, but I just have a hard time believing it.
A bit of a catfish situation.
what it's
Short to finish the video.
So because they posted this on Instagram and Instagram limits the amount of time for video posts, they had a child say to swipe to the right for the next video.
And then when you broke up with her,
we stayed friends, but then she
but
just
she got senti because
6 years
this
later.
woman came back in the picture and she wanted to be that woman.
16 then says that after Johnny and Ninja broke up, Johnny wanted to be Yolandi because Yolandi got back together with Ninja. Okay, that's new.
6 years later, she started making up some crazy rumors about you and me and 16. Actually.
Saying that we trafficked her and tortured her,
Raped
and we
her.
torturing you
Tortured.
and Jamil.
Raping.
Jamil!
torturing.
Oh my God! What are you
Real,
doing?
what are you doing?
Jamil, dude.
This is so random and honestly bizarre how they handle the claims that Johnny made against Ninja. Johnny never said that Yolandi tortured her. Neither did she say that they tortured their daughter.
Well, it's
Comments.
21st century, so people just believe anything at this point.
In a different context, I might actually agree with what you're saying, 16, because it is unfortunate that people just tend to believe what they hear without looking too deep into it. However, in this particular situation, it doesn't quite apply to your parents. You see, 16, the reason why so many people have been believing Johnny over your parents is not only because of the screenshots that she's been providing, but also because of the way your parents have been reacting, you know, with all the insults, the faulty storytelling, and the lies that they've been sharing over their social media.
Why don't you turn your comments off?
Can you do
turn the
that?
comments off?
Yes. Did you not know that?
No.
Jesus, let's just turn the comments off.
They're completely pretending that they just found out that you can deactivate comments on Instagram. Yeah, okay. This video was posted on April 28th. In my previous video about this topic, uploaded on April 2nd, I showed how they have had their comments disabled since March 20th. I actually did message the Antwoord on Instagram to see if they would want to comment. Obviously I didn't get anything back, but I don't know if you guys can tell, but they've disabled comments on their last 2 previous posts. That's an entire month before their daughter teaches them that they can disable their comments.
I think your IG should just be like an art gallery. It shouldn't be a whole, you know, gathering.
Comment gallery.
Yeah.
The peanut gallery.
Let's just zen it
An
out.
art gallery is better than a
Make it
peanut
pretty.
gallery.
We're not-
Zen.
Try to finish the video, bitch.
They used the same clip of the kid but in slow motion this time. And I like how they were acting all enlightened, you know? Maybe they're preparing for their next acting role.
16, are you okay?
16, are you okay?
Are you okay?
16!
Are you sure you're okay?
Damn it!
When?
Damn it, 16. Jamil, are you okay, man?
Jamil, are you okay, lad?
It was crazy.
Jesus Christ, man!
Why do you backflip off
That
the
f***ing water must have been crazy torture. Do you feel tortured right now, Jamil? Hey?
Jamil! You okay, man?
They end the vlog by asking the kids if they're okay, mocking the idea that they're being tortured. Which, once again, Johnny never said that they're torturing any kids.
Jamil, focus!
The Antwoord posted that one video that I played in the beginning of this video to their YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. The song is about Ninja getting catfished by an Australian hoe whose privates smell of rotten fish. I'll link their video in the description down below if you want to hear it, and so they can gain something out of this drama themselves, since I'm assuming that's the angle they're trying to take. Since they did link their latest music video in the description, if you can't win the court of public opinion, might as well shut them out and play into it for music promo.
Ja, hele nice.
Speaking of their latest music video, it features Yolandi's adopted son, Toki, playing a bully who stalks and beats a child, then steals his chain. The child is played by Jamel, who we earlier saw doing a flip off of a cliff and telling us to swipe right. Later in the music video, we see Jamel contemplating revenge with a knife, then repeatedly shank Toki until he seemingly passes away and steals his chain back. And after that, we see Jamel smoking a cigarette. This video is directed by Yolandi, and I get that art is art and this stuff does happen in real life, but what I don't get is the choice to depict your son who has a genetic disease as a creepy violent stalker that dies at the hands of another child. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think of the video? Leave a comment down below, even if you're a fan of the group, since they disabled the comments section on their own video anyways. And feel free to post separate comments addressing different parts of this video if you'd like. In Griffin's article, he stated that he believes the Antwoord adopted Toki and his sister Macy, who's also in the music video, to serve as fashion accessories. He wrote, "To the Antwoord, Toki is a live version of a Roger Ballin photo. See, Yolandi adopted both kids from an extremely poor neighborhood in Johannesburg called Vietas."
We beginnen vandaag in Zuid-Afrika, in een van de ruigere wijken van Johannesburg. Vietas. In Vietas komen de mensen terecht die er op de een of andere manier uitliggen in het moderne Zuid-Afrika.
The Antwoord visited Vietas numerous times for shoots and videos because the poor neighborhood appealed to them and inspired their art.
This is my girlfriend Varney. And this is my house.
Macy and Toki also have an older brother who at the time of the adoption was around 15 years old, but I guess he was too old or not cute or weird looking enough for Yolandi to adopt as well. Toki is 17 years old and Macy is turning either 11 or 12 this year. Alright, back to the Antwoord's post about Johnny. So May 6th, the same day that they posted the song about Johnny, they also posted this image to the Instagram story, which says, "The witch be balding," and you can see all those little hashtags on the bottom there. Yolandi also posted this little looping video alerting people to be careful because there is an Australian girl who has been catfishing their fans after catfishing Ninja 6 years ago, saying she's a scam artist who pretends to be a victim and makes up stories and will chat with you to try to get you to join her fake crusade and eventually ask you for money. Now obviously I've chatted with Johnny and just full disclosure, complete transparency, she's not asked me for money once, but if anybody has a different story then please let me know because I've not heard this before. On the same day, Johnny made a post on her Instagram where she seemingly responded to the catfish claim by Ninja, Yolandi, and I guess now her daughter as well, by asking the questions, did you abuse me because you thought I was ugly? Is that really the reason you did what you did to me? Because that's all I'm comprehending from the disgusting posts made about me today. Basically stuffing the bigger claim into their face, the abuse, because they're making it seem like she's just a bitter old ex-girlfriend that actually catfished them, so they're actually the victims. Whereas she's saying, excuse me, you abused me, and you're focusing on that you thought that I was ugly when you met me. I'm really sorry, but I just think it's so bizarre the way that they've been reacting throughout this entire situation, because Johnny's accusations are pretty damn severe. And, I could respect the legal route that they took initially. Cease and desist, take down your song. We don't like it, it's defamatory. Okay, respect. Even the initial post that Yolandi made on Instagram, I could respect that. From her perspective, Johnny is a cloud chaser. Okay, she said that she wouldn't talk about it anymore. But instead, they've been talking about it non-stop. That's what's bizarre to me. Watch this video that the Antwoord posted to the Instagram story where Yolandi makes a complete mockery out of Johnny's claims.
You feeling okay, Flash?
Feeling amazing.
Sure. What about all the and the torture?
All that torture and that are you handling all that?
I'm just trying to understand in what context this kind of joke is okay. Because even if Johnny did say that she was raped by Ninja, then this would be so unacceptable. And considering that she didn't say that, this just makes it, weird that you're laughing about it like this. I mean, what's the joke? The idea that Ninja is a rapist? That's funny to you?
I mean, like, I'm basically keeping you in Africa.
I'm so tortured in my new Gucci robe,
Held against your will in Africa.
In Gucci,
It sounds like it's become a bit of an inside joke for them to ask everyone they know if they're being tortured or raped. And then Flash seems to be implying that instead of being tortured, she's actually being hooked up with Gucci.
Blink twice if you need help, Flash. I'm staying right here.
Huh. Doesn't even look like Ninja finds it that funny. And on top of that, this song, where you have like a, 44-year-old man talking about how when he hooked up with a 20-year-old when he was like 40, or I think he was actually 39 years old. But anyways, when he hooked up with a 20-year-old at 39, the biggest diss he has against her is that she turned out to be uglier than he expected and that her privates stank. Really? Not only is that childish, but it's wildly uncreative. And to add salt to the wound, the lyrics rhyme catfished with rotten fish. Oh, bro, what? Really? This is your profession and that's the best you can do? Johnny also tagged an account called Rolling with the Devil, run by a man named Ben, aka Secret Artist. She said, "Speaking with him helped me feel less alone in this fire. He understood what kind of poop had been inflicted upon me. He had lived it himself." She included his first video as a swipe, which was like a cryptic ASMR.
10 years in the making. 23 terabytes of footage. The whole story on the road, behind the scenes. Everything soon will be revealed.
The caption of the first post on the Rolling with the Devil Instagram account said, "Man up and turn on your comments, or better yet, give me a call. John has my number." Now, the Antwoord's comments are still deactivated on Instagram. However, Homeboy actually received a phone call from Yolandi. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe, because as soon as I hit upload on this one, I'm going to be working on the follow-up because there are still updates that I have yet to cover, as well as some exclusives.
Hi.
It's Yolandi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. How are you doing?
Hi. I'm cool.
How's
What's up, babe? John just called me.
And that's a cliffhanger.